Hello and welcome to Africa Watch on the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing, fam? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you are moving into living your best life, that you are really strengthening your inner man so that you can even have the power to say no when you want to say no and not be pulled into this global matrix that we are seeing unfolding. Now, there's a very misguided article I keep seeing, which keeps talking about how world leaders called for, the COVID-19 vaccine to be free and, for it to be, for it to be given to the people, especially in Africa, free. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? We already know we don't want the vaccine. You can get Artemis and just boil it at home. In fact, let me just, I'm always showing my different plants, but this one, in case, I don't know if you can see it clearly, fam, but like this one is the famous Artemis that is being used in, as part of the hermal remedy in Mauritius. We have it growing plentifully here in Kenya, and actually it's used for malaria, etc., etc. Those are the kind of solutions we want. I told you guys, I've gotten my orchid together, my fruit orchard together. I'm just really hooking everything up. So now, this is really disappointing because there's someone who had also linked me to a BBC article that was talking about why Africa needs to be, part of the global vaccine endeavor. But we're not being decimated. We barely have any cases. Why do we have to take vaccines? Let the elite who want to travel to Europe and want to go wherever, let them take it. But why do you have to bring it to Africa after everything we've suffered? And fam, I really want to appeal to you, to those men and women of power, you know yourselves. Start chanting down these things, fam. Start canceling them out spiritually. And we'll see something happen. Because, there are some generals of faith who had talked about how Africa would find a cure for this. In February, in March, when they started locking down a lot of these nations. And look what happened. Madagascar found the, COVID organics, which everyone is now trying to produce a fake version of. I've been told there's even a US company called Artemis, but that's not why we're here today. So what happened is that, the UNAIDS released a statement where they said that more than 140 world leaders, experts, and elders, basically, these are all Illuminati people that they have propped up in our lives so that now they could be on code to say things. Because I was looking for the president. I wanted to mulika every African president that has said this. But I only found, and guess what? The first president to be mentioned in the article is who? African presidents. Guys, wake up. What do you think this is? Come on. It's failed epically. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. I mean, they'll just catch the gullible and the ignorant. But the rest of us, we know what's up, And that's why I keep saying our power is spiritual, technology. So you'd better start, canceling some of these things. So Cyril Ramaphosa, president of South Africa. And the only thing that sucks is he's the chair of the African Union, which means he's supposed to be representing all those other presidents. So when he endorses something, it's almost like the entire African Union or all 54 presidents have endorsed it. He's only going to be there for a year, but he is the biggest sellout. I mean, we just saw, I always see him with Mzungus. And I'm just like, do you guys not see that this is a puppet? He was one of those guys who was propped up as a billionaire. Now he may even be a trillionaire, when they have this black empowerment program. And then he was made president. But it looks like he even lives in a Mzungu neighborhood. There was this picture of him the other day or video where he was caught jogging and, and you can see him joking with the Mzungus that he could get arrested for breaking the quarantine rules or lockdown rules or whatever they're called. So they said that he agreed. I'm telling you, these are the sellouts. I was expecting to see President Uhuru Kenyatta, but I didn't see his name here. I was like, okay. Like, seriously. I was waiting to read his name. I was also expecting to see Buhari. Didn't, maybe. So apart from Cyril, the others who have signed it are the President of the Republic of Senegal, Macky Sall, and the President of the Republic of Ghana. The guy... Nana Akufo-Addo. I mean, I've told you, there is so brotherhood. I'm not sure about the Senegalese president, whether he's brotherhood or not, but Ghana, Akufo, biggest, one of the biggest sellouts. And then they talked about all these former prime ministers and elders and everything urging, the world to come up with a free vaccine. And guess what? This article even appeared in UNAIDS. Like, what is UNAIDS doing talking about this? That was a press release that they released, of course, from Geneva, trying to just garner, because this thing has epically failed. The global vaccine agenda has epically failed, unless they come and forcefully try and do it, but then they'll only catch the people in the cities, the people who, if you want to travel, if you want to get back to the Babylon lifestyle, they're going to get you then. But if you've become self-sufficient, if you don't need their banking systems, if you don't need their schools, if you don't need their supermarkets, then you're going to be good. And a black market is going to thrive on this. You best believe. But it just shows you, at least it was only 3 presidents that I saw. Let's forget Cyril. He doesn't represent, even as, AU chair. The AU is already like a New World Order instrument. We all know that. So let me know what you think, fam. Let me know what you think. Actually, we're not being encouraged to take this vaccine. What are people on? Africa is no wake. It's not business as usual in Africa. We're not seeing such big numbers here. And all of a sudden the numbers are climbing in some places like Kenya. All of a sudden after the testing, could the corona be in the testing kit? These are some questions that some presidents are not even bothering answer because they just want the money from World Bank, IMF, because they think it's business as usual. Shock on them. Anyway, let me know what you think. Until next time.